Elrigu Namaskara. Namaste everybody. I am Rajesh S. working as Assistant Professor of Commerce at Government First Aid College, Doddaballapur. At the outset, I am thankful to my Department of Collegiate Education for giving me this opportunity to prepare e-content on the paper Banking Law and Operations set by Bangalore North University for its second semester BCom course. I, along with my fellow colleague Sandhya KS, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Government First Aid College, Doddaballapur, try our level best to fulfill the objectives set forth behind this e-content development program. In this first session, I am going to present before you the objectives of the paper and the detailed syllabus of the present paper, Banking Law and Operations. The paper has been introduced as per syllabus as paper number 2.5, Banking Law and Operations, with the objective of familiarizing the students with the law and operations of banking. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಮುಖ್ಯ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಕ್ರಿಯೆಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಅವುಗಳಿಗೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಿಸಿದ ನಿಯಮಗಳು ಕಾನೂನುಗಳನ್ನು ಬಿಕಾಂ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಪರಿಚಯಿಸಲು ಈ ಒಂದು ವಿಷಯವನ್ನು ಪಠ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇರಿಸಲಾಗಿದೆ. Let us have a look into syllabus. The syllabus of this paper contains 5 units. The first unit is about negotiable instruments. Under this, the following topics have to be discussed: introduction, meaning and definition, features and kinds of negotiable instruments. Then all the three recognized negotiable instruments, that is promissory notes, bills of exchange and checks, have to be discussed. Under this we have to discuss meaning, definition and features of all the three negotiable instruments which are formally recognized under Negotiable Instruments Act of 1881. Then under checks, crossing of checks, types of crossing have to be analyzed. Then in case of negotiable instruments, how endorsements will be made, and meaning, essentials and kinds of endorsements have to be discussed. Then under second unit, banker and customer relationship is there. The detailed syllabus of this unit is introduction, meaning of banker, meaning of customer, and their general and special relationships. So it is very important to clarify who is a banker and who is a customer of a bank. Otherwise it may lead to many legal complications. Therefore, it is essential for a commerce student to know who is a banker and who is a customer, and what are the general relationships between a banker and customer, and special occasional relationships between banker and customer. So therefore this chapter has been introduced. Third unit relates to banking operations. Under this, following concepts have to be discussed. Actually, this chapter has been divided into 3 sub-contents: collecting banker, paying banker, and lending operations. Under collecting banker, we have to elaborate on meaning of collecting banker, duties and responsibilities of collecting banker. Then holder for value and holder in due course. Those 2 aspects have to be given introduction. Then statutory protection given to a collecting banker while collecting the negotiable instruments on behalf of customers have to be discussed under collecting banker content. Next aspect is paying banker. Again, meaning of paying banker, precautions to be taken by the paying banker while honoring the negotiable instruments of customers have to be discussed. Then the protection given to a paying banker under statute, under law, has to be discussed. Then dishonor of checks, grounds of dishonor of checks and consequences of wrongful dishonor of checks by a paying banker, have to be discussed under this sub-content. Next, lending operations. So, lending operations are the principal activity of principal function of any bank. Therefore, what are the principles that have to be followed by a banker while lending loans, cash credit, overdraft, bills discounting, or sanctioning letters of credit have to be discussed under this concept. Then one more important thing that has to be given introduction is NPA, non-performing asset. So under this we have to discuss about the meaning of NPA, circumstances under which NPAs will emerge, then impact of NPA on bank or the economy has to be discussed. Then another aspect is for regulations, rules to be maintained by commercial banks while lending on priority sector. So regulations of priority lending for commercial banks is another concept that has to be discussed under this chapter. The fourth chapter relates to customers and account holders. Under this, following topics have to be explained. Types of customers and account holders. Keep in mind, all customers need not be account holders of a bank. Then procedure in opening of bank account has to be discussed. Then what are the practices in opening and operating accounts of different customers like minors, joint account holders, partnership firms, joint stock companies, executors and trustees, clubs and associations, and joint into undivided families have to be explained. So this chapter elaborates on how a banker must deal while opening and operating accounts of these different types of customers. Last unit relates to banking innovations. So we are in the world of innovations. Disruptive technologies are the rule of the day. Buzzwords we are hearing like digital banking, mobile banking, internet banking, Google Pay, Paytm Pay, Amazon Pay, like that. You are using your debit cards, SMS banking, direct benefit transfer, like you are getting your scholarships directly deposited into your bank. You need not depend on anybody to get your scholarship credited to you into your account. So those are the things we are observing these days. So those are disrupting the banking field also. So under this topic we have to as per syllabus we have to discuss new technology in banking, electronic services in banking, debit and credit cards, we call them as plastic cards, internet banking, ATM, then electronic fund transfer, EFT, MICR, magnetic ink character recognition, then RTGS, real-time gross settlement, NEFT, National Electronic Fund Transfer Facility. These are the facilities which are facilitating all the businessmen very much in transferring their dues from one place to another place. Then DMAT, it relates to the stock market, dematerialized account, how banking industry, that is banks, are helping their customers in dealing with share market transactions. So those are the 5 chapters under this paper we have to discuss in detail. The skill development portion of the subject relates to collect and fill account opening form of SB account or current account. You have to visit your bank or any other bank, request them to provide account opening form of savings bank account or current account. Try to fill them neatly. you will come to know what are the information, what are the data the bank requires while opening a bank account. You will get knowledge. Then collect and fill pay-in slip of SB account or current account. You might be while depositing your hard-earned money into your bank account, you might be filling a challan. That challan we call it as pay-in slip. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಗೆ ಡೆಪಾಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಲಿಪ್ಪನ್ನು ತುಂಬುತ್ತೀರಿ. ಆ ಭರ್ತಿ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಚಲನನ್ನು ನಾವು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪೇ ಇನ್ ಸ್ಲಿಪ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಅಂಥವನ್ನು ಕಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ನೀಟಾಗಿ ಆ ಒಂದು ಚಲನನ್ನು ಭರ್ತಿ ಮಾಡುವುದು ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆ. ಡ್ರಾ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಮನ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಡ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್, ಡ್ರಾ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಮನ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಎಂಡಾರ್ಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಚೆಕ್ಸ್, ಡ್ರಾ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಮನ್ ಆಫ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲರ್ಸ್ ಚೆಕ್ಸ್, ಗಿಫ್ಟ್ ಚೆಕ್ಸ್, ಕ್ರೆಡಿಟ್ ಚೆಕ್ಸ್. ಇವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪುಸ್ತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಪೆಸಿಮನ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಬರ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ವೇರಿಯಸ್ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಸರ್ವಿಸಸ್ ಆಫರ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 2 ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಚಾಯ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಗಳು ಕೇವಲ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಠೇವಣಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು, ಹಣವನ್ನು ಸಾಲ ಕೊಡೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಹಣವನ್ನು ವಾಪಸ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರವೇ ಒಳಗೊಳ್ಳದೆ ಇತರೆ ಸೇವೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಸೇವೆಗಳು ಯಾವ್ಯಾವು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನು ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಕೊನೆ ಪಕ್ಷ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಷ್ಟದ 2 ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒಂದು ಚಟುವಟಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Books for reference as given by the university under syllabus relates to these things. If you want more information, more knowledge about banking law and operations, you can refer any of these books or all of these books. Other than these, you can also read Taxman's Banking. Then plenty of books are available on banking theory. For Kannada medium, Narasimurthy has written one book from Kalyani Publications. Then K.D. Basava book is there, English medium and Kannada medium. B.S. Raman book is there, both in Kannada and English. These are all simple books which you can understand the banking law and operations easily. Okay, thank you. Let us meet in the next session.